Oh, it's so cold out here. Whew. Hold on a second, guys. Just trying to get up this mountain. Let me just put my board over here. Okay, now my board's up here. I think we're good. I think we can start the live stream. Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? Let's see who's here. Oh, nice. Let's see who. Okay, Small. Small is the first member in here. I saw you there with the Yolgong emote, the very first message. Okay, yeah. I don't need a jacket today. Actually, what I got is I brought this extra insulated shirt. So it looks like a normal shirt, but it's actually like 3 layers, so it's pretty warm. So I'm a little bit cool, but it'll be okay. I was just hiking up a mountain, just on Sunday morning. I thought before I start my live stream, I'll take a hike. So I was walking up this mountain, and all of a sudden it started getting colder and colder as I got closer to the top, and then it started snowing here. And right now, let me show you. Let me just move my board real quick. Right now you can see I'm in front of this, like, I don't know, some random, like a temple, I guess. Let me put the board back. Okay. Yeah, I'm in front of some like random temple, and it's still snowing out here. But I mean, the internet works, so I figure we'll do the live stream from here today. Eileen Z, hello. Nice. Oh, you got the 6-month badge now. Nice. Lauren Starrett, hello. Chris O, the wise Sejong emote. Lynn Barsh, what's up, Lynn? Annyeong, stay warm, nice. Heat tech, yeah, something like that. Special flannel I've seeded in Canada. Yes, we'll get started in just a few minutes. We always start right on time at 2 o'clock, but I always start this live stream about 10 minutes or so early, just so that people who are late can have time to get in. Before we get started, a few announcements. As usual, you can get the worksheet for today's lesson on Patreon. Today's a long lesson. I'll let you know that in advance. We'll talk about that in a couple minutes. But you can download the worksheet for today's lesson right now on Patreon. It has the way that this lesson will work. I think it's 10 translation sentences on the worksheet. So yeah, you can get that right now and check it out if you want. If you want some more examples for today. Also, the outline for today's lesson will go online within 1 hour after this live stream, and that's also on Patreon. Oh, I got a donation. I just started. Poya S, you've got a thing about being my #1 donator in the past few streams. Poya S. I want to know why it's 229. Is that just the way that it converts over from like one currency to the other? Why is it 229? Hope today's lesson is not too complicated for me. It's very precise, or it's just a conversion thing. I'm not sure. Sam Strongarm, a very precise donation. Yes. 빌리 감기 조심해요. Thank you. I will. Girl next door. Hey, what's up? Secretive. Let's see. Is Ahimang in here? Not yet. But welcome, Secretive, my lovely admin. And also. Oh, I was going to say something. Oh, yeah. Since we've hit 50 members, last stream we hit 50 members. What should we do for our new emote? So members get to use those little emotes. They also get like badges next to their name, but I can add another emote. I have an extra spot. I can create another animated emote. What would you guys like? The last one I did was the KitKat dabbing. Before that, I think it was me dabbing. And so we can do something new. I'm open to your suggestions, what you'd like to see. Did you lower the bit rate? Yeah, kind of. From a few months ago, I had to lower it back down to 720p instead of 1080p, which it was at. But to be honest, it's almost the same on this camera. I think like I've compared it side by side, 720p and 1080p, and it's almost the same. It's not really, I mean, it's a webcam, so I mean, yeah, it could be 4K. It's the same quality in the end. So yeah, I don't think it's a big deal. So I kind of just keep it at 720p now because we had issues one week where YouTube couldn't take the 1080p stream. YouTube was just having issues. So I'd rather have a smooth stream at 720p than a glitchy one. Chris O, Charsu, yes. Charsu. Charsu eating babies with a fork and knife. I still vote for some sort of mind-blown emoji. Okay, these are good. Let me write these down. Okay, so we've got Charsu eating babies. We've also got a mind-blown emoji. When Ahimon comes... Oh, hey, Zilly. Zilly, welcome. Zilly, do you know how to do the polls? Or either you or Secretive, do you guys know how to do the polls? I want to do a poll if we should do Charsu... I can't do Charsu eating babies as an emote. I could do Charsu, though, with holding a fork and knife. We could do that. Charsu holding a fork and knife, or mind blown. Maybe me with like my mind blown. One of those options. Kanani Designs, Kimbap. That's not bad. Although I did make a spam emoji. Yeah, I don't think YouTube would like the Charsu eating babies one. Yes, so we'll get started in just a few minutes. So the other announcement again, so worksheet, you can get that right now on Patreon, as well as the outlines for this will be up as soon as the lesson's over. You can get the outlines, but all the outlines for every lesson I've ever done are available on Patreon. So the other announcement, I already made it last week, but for those of you who weren't here last week, there is now a new book. Woohoo! Yay! So it's a new book. I just released it last Saturday, I think, a week ago, like on Saturday, just released. So last week I showed it off for the very first time, and it's been out a week now. So far, people really like it. I'm getting lots of pictures of people using it and saying they enjoy it so far. It's a Korean reading book for people who want native level reading resources. So this is an intermediate book. I'll say that. It's not for beginners who are who just want to start reading Korean stuff as a beginner. No, this assumes you know basic conjugation rules and basic grammar, but it does teach everything beyond that. So it goes through a bunch of native level resources. So something that a native Korean would read. This isn't like an intermediate learner reader. This is completely native stuff. So this is 100% native natural Korean, but it has explanations at the intermediate level so that people who are intermediate and above can be able to read those native level materials. And it's 21 resources. And if you guys really like it, if it's popular, then I will definitely make more of these. Oh, another donation. Jims. I remember you, Jims. Didn't you also join last time? I remember last time, Jims, you donated like 3 times. And I was like, the largest donation ever was last week from Jims Kajok. Welcome to our new member then, Jims Kajok. But I thought you had joined already as a member, but maybe you hadn't, or maybe it didn't renew properly. Nice. You got the KitKat and the Billy Dab. Yeah, I think that was the highest donation. That was last week. Last week we got 3 crazy high donations. I guess because it's Christmas, I'm guessing. We had a 100 donation, 150 donation, and then another 100 donation. Gems was the very large donation there. Oh, I see. Yeah, sometimes YouTube doesn't do the automatic subscribing again. It doesn't work for everyone. That's why sometimes the members go down. Like I'll lose a bunch of members because people will tell me like YouTube just didn't auto renew them. So I don't know what's going on with that. Lawrence Jones, welcome. Runway, it's on Amazon. Yeah, it's on Amazon, but you can find links to it on my website. So it's also in PDF version. If you want it in full color, you can get the PDF, but I made it so it's black and white friendly too. So you can get the regular book. They have it on Amazon in print. They also will have it on Book Depository in print really soon. And it's in PDF as well as all ebook formats. So if you want to get it on your Kindle in the, and resize it and look at it in like size 72, you could do that. But yeah, from my website has links to everything. There's also links in the description. But yeah, it's only been out for a week now. So I'm curious, let me know your opinions on it. What stuff do you like? What are your favorite resources in here? Because if I make a sequel, I'm going to do more of what people want. So it's going to be native level resources, what you guys want. So maybe, I don't know, maybe we could do like recipes for the next one for like, put in some recipes or short stories or whatever it is that you guys want to read. But I'll start working on the next one pretty soon. Oops, I just dropped it. My only copy. Okay. So the other announcement is just about today's lesson. Today's lesson is intermediate level. So I don't mean like if you're a beginner, this is an intermediate topic that you'll soon learn. I mean, you should already be somewhere in the intermediate level for today's lesson. You can still follow along with today's lesson if you're a beginner, but you will not be able to use today's lesson unless you're already at least a low intermediate, at the very lowest, because the topic we're learning today is very broad. As you know, we're going to be learning about all of the shipta forms. And shipta itself is not complicated. But because it's used with so many other verb endings, you have to already know all of those verb endings really well in order to use them. And if you don't already know those verb endings like chi, na, ka, those types of things, then you will not be able to even use, or perhaps you won't even be able to understand these forms we're going to be using today. So that's why you need to be intermediate for today. So I'm not going to put any other specifics, just that you should be at intermediate level for today's lesson. Keycat merch. Let's see. Lawrence Jones. Still waiting on shipping. Oh, is something going to ship? I like that my name now has a goat. Yeah, Small, they're different little emoticons for depending how long you've been a member. I think the top one right now is the Billy Hat's the new one. I think there's the goat is the new one. I think the top one is the Korean flag for 1 year, I think. But I actually have to make another one because there are some members who have been members since I first started, and that's over a year ago. So by the end of this summer, there's going to be some people who have been a member for 2 years, and I'll have to make a new emote. So maybe it'll be like a star or something really special. Let's see. I would like to request a workbook for the level 2 and 3rd book. Chris, while I want to make those workbooks, to be honest, the first workbook took over a full year. I'm not exaggerating. It took over a full year to make. It was also very expensive to make. Because of how much time it took, I'd say. It was a big challenge, so I really wanted to do it. And in addition, I also did the audio files for it. It was a lot of stuff to do the workbooks. So I could do a second and third, but what I'm worrying about is if I do a second and third, it's not going to sell very well. So it would be a lot of my time to spend to do something that might not really make much money back. So eventually, yes, I would like to do a 2 and 3 together, not just 2 and then 3, but I'd like to do book 2 and 3 workbook together. But I want to wait until I can get some other sources of income. That way I can kind of afford to do something that I know won't make very much money. To be honest with you, I have to do which projects I think I can get some sort of money from. That way I can afford to risk something that I don't think is going to sell very many copies. So that's the reason I haven't made a workbook 2 and 3 yet. So that's also why I'm kind of trying to do a few more reading books, because this one took over a year to make, but if I make another one, it might only take 4 months or so, 4 or 5 months, I think, of writing and everything. So that's why I'm trying to do another one of these. And maybe if people want the reading books, then I can, get a few reading books and then go back and do workbook 2 and 3. So that's kind of my plan. I know I don't really talk too much about like financial stuff to you guys, but that's really where I'm at right now for doing another workbook. I just got a new Patreon also. I guess if you're in the chat, Susie, yeah, Susie became another new Patreon. Awesome. Thank you, Susie. And another donation. Oh yeah, one more donation. Ibby. And then we'll start right in a minute. That is the last of the announcements for today. Oh, you got a unicorn. Awesome. Thank you, Ibby. I'll give you a dab as well. And I got to give a dab for Poya S2. That's for Ibby. And this one's for Poya S. And one for James Kajok, our new member. Can't really do a double dab. That doesn't really work. I'll just do regular dab. All right. So let's get started with today's lesson. Again, this is a big lesson, but I'll try to keep everything on time. So let's see, how many? 117 brave souls in here right now. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is a different form that is not 쉽다. So that is this. This is 가, the regular 가 form that you're familiar with, like 할까요, 갈까요, that 가 form, exact same form. I'm not going to be going over any of the conjugation for this because you already need to know this for today's lesson. But basically it's the one where you take a verb stem and attach after a consonant or just a liel after a vowel followed by 가. Normally it would be 가 or 까요, but today we're going to be using this together with the verb 생각하다. However, 생각하다 can also just be shortened here to just 하다. So you might see 가 하다 or something 가 생각하다. It's the exact same thing. So 생각 here is optional. Let's just do a really quick conjugation so I can show you what that would look like. 할까 하다. So 할까 하다 or 할까 생각하다. Quick example. Okay, what this means, this is not a 쉽다 form. So this is our prerequisite for the 쉽다 forms. What this literally means is a combination of the 가 form, which means would or could. It does not mean let's here. Here it means would or could. Combined with 생각하다, meaning to think. So literally you get to think something would verb. To think something could verb. And that verb could be an action verb like to do. So to think someone would do something. What this is used for, this form is how you say you are thinking about doing something. And it's very common. Thinking about doing specifically the verb that you put there. So if you were to say 할까 하다, that means thinking about doing whatever, 하다, doing something. Or if it's not an action verb, this has a different meaning. Wondering, or it could also be thinking. You could also say wondering about doing something or thinking about. But anyway, I'm just putting them like this. It could also mean wondering if verb. So you're curious about something. You're wondering if something is going to be a certain way. So I'm wondering if it will be like that. Let me give you a different example real quick. Let's just look here. Actually pull one of my other examples off of the worksheet for today's lesson. I guess I could do that. Yeah, I guess I could do that. Okay. So what we're going to be focusing on for today is using it for thinking about doing something. And let me give you an example. if you're a beginner for today's lesson, this is probably the best form to learn because this one I think you can actually use right away before we get into the actual the bulk of the lesson. So 친구를 만날까? So 친구를 만나다 means to meet a friend. So 친구를 만날까? 생각, so thinking, which is optional. So 하고 있어, or you can do 있어요, whatever you want. So I am thinking about 친구를 만날까 생각하고 있어, or 친구를 만날까 하고 있어. Literally the same thing, whether you use 생각 or not. I am thinking about meeting a friend. 친구를 만날까 하고 있어. I am thinking about meeting a friend. Or literally, 친구를 만날까? Shall I meet a friend? You know, regular 까. Would I meet a friend? Will I meet a friend? Could I meet a friend? 생각하고 있어. I am thinking. Shall I meet a friend? 친구를 만날까? 생각하고 있어. That's the literal meaning of this form. It's simply two forms, 만날까? Stuck together. 생각하고 있어. I am thinking. Should I meet a friend? I am thinking. 친구를 만날까? 생각하고 있어. That's the literal meaning of this form, and that's exactly how it works. So 친구를 만날까? 생각하고 있어. I'm thinking about meeting a friend, or more literally, I'm thinking, should I meet a friend? Like that. So that's the meaning that you get from this form. Let's do another example. Okay. 파티에 갈까? 파티에 갈까? 내가 파티에 갈까? Should I go to the party? 파티에 갈까? Well, I'm thinking, 파티에 갈까? 생각? Well, this time we're not going to use 생각하고 있다. We're going to use 생각, just 생각 중. 생각 중이야. The normal 중이다 form means to be in the middle of something. So 생각 중이다 means to be in the middle of thinking about something or to be currently thinking something. So 생각 중이야. I'm thinking right now. 생각 중. I'm in the middle of thinking. What am I thinking? 파티에 갈까? 파티에 갈까? 생각 중이야. 파티에 갈까? 생각 중이야. I'm in the middle of thinking if I should go to the party, or literally, I'm in the middle of thinking, should I go to the party? 파티에 갈까? So that's the literal meaning that you get. So that is all that we're going to be doing about this form today. I just wanted to give you a quick introduction because it gives you something to think about. If you understand how these forms are separate, if you understand how these forms work separately, you will understand how they work together. And this applies to all of the forms we're going to be doing today. Oh, I got a donation. 파티에 같이 가자. Let's go to the party together. Alex Full Metal, thank you. Alex Full Metal. Nice. Let me give you a dab. Go to the party together with Alex Full Metal. Thank you, Alex Full Metal. Close that. Sweet. Okay, so once again, I'll say that again. If you understand how that form works in two pieces, every form we're going to do today is the same thing. Every form we're going to learn about today is a combination of just two things, exactly how I just explained it. 갈까? 생각하고 있어. So pay attention to that for today's lesson. Think about that while we're learning the other forms we're going to do today, and it'll make your life a lot easier. Okay, so let's do our first new form. So let's go into 쉽다, which is the main part of today's lesson. I don't need a period. It's not a sentence. Okay. Take a descriptive verb. So now we're doing the same form as before, but now we're doing it with the descriptive verb. So, for example, you can have 착하다, to be nice. 착하다 would become 착할까? Only with descriptive verbs. So, take a descriptive verb and use the same conjugation as we did before. So now you're making this 가 form, which means would or could. And now we're going to use together with that, instead of 생각하다, now we're going to use 쉽다. 쉽다. Now, you've seen 쉽다 a lot. 쉽다 is the regular thing you'll use, like 고 싶다. Right? We're not going to cover this today, but like 하고 싶어, 먹고 싶어, 보고 싶다. You know, I want to do something. I want to see something. I want to eat something. 먹고 싶다. 보고 싶다. I want to try eating something. This is just how you say you want to do something with an action verb, right? But what does this 쉽다 actually mean? Because 쉽다 is used in a lot of other places. So what does this 쉽다 actually mean? When you're saying 하고 싶어요, what does that 싶어요 mean, right? Well, it actually has a couple meanings. The first of which is want. Want. When you say 하고 싶다, you're actually saying I want 하다. I want to do something. Not I want someone else to do something, but I want, what I want is everything that comes before it. 하고 싶어요. I want to do something. 먹고 싶어요. I want to eat something. 가고 싶어요. I want to 가다. I want going. I want 가고 싶어요. So that's what it means. It means want. But it has one more meaning. It has one more meaning as well. 쉽다 also means think. Everything with 쉽다 has to do with something that you're doing up here, like thinking about something or you're wanting something. Now with thinking, to help you guys understand this a bit better, it's not just thinking. It's specifically more like a wondering, like curiosity. So this is like you're thinking about something or you're really curious, like you're really wondering. You're not just thinking like I am thinking about what I will eat today. No, it's or I am thinking about the number 3. You're kind of curious about something. You're wondering. You want to know. That's really the key about this 쉽다, is that it's something that you want to know. You're wondering about something. You're thinking about something. Also, this think is also used for when you're worried about something. So when you're worried about something, you're also thinking about it. Like, oh, I hope it goes okay. I want to know what happens. Oh, I'm really worried about it. I'm thinking about it. I'm wondering about it. So the two main parts about 쉽다 are that it means to want, or like, you want to know something, or that it means you're like thinking about something. So this is the meaning of 쉽다. It doesn't have one meaning. It has several meanings, but these are the main two. You're wanting something, or you're thinking or worrying about something. When you're using it with 고 싶다, it is only this. It's just used to mean you want something. But when we're using it with today's forms, it's going to mean to think about something, or to wonder about something, or to worry about something. So for today's lesson, focus on this meaning of 쉽다. Think, wonder, and worry. With that, our form here, something 가 쉽다 means to think or to wonder, could descriptive verb. So for our example, take for example 착하다, to be kind or to be nice. So 착할까? Could he be nice? Would she be nice? I'm wondering. Could he be nice? I'm wondering. 착할까? 철수가 착할까? 싶어요. I wonder. I'm really worrying. I'm wondering. Could 철수 be kind? 착할까? 싶어요. So, this is just our first form, but I really want you to see the literal meaning of this form before we go on to all of our other forms. Does that make sense? We're going to do an example sentence, but before, I just want you to think about that. One more thing I should say before I go any further is that 쉽다 is not an action verb. 쉽다 is actually a descriptive verb. And so you're not going to say 씹고 있어요 or anything like that. You're not going to say 씹고 있다, like I am thinking about something. You can never use it that way. This is actually a descriptive verb in the way that it conjugates. So even though, yes, it means to think, which is an action verb, this itself is a bit more vague than that. It's a descriptive verb, which is actually why this is an advance to note. But if you've ever wondered why you can say 김치를 먹고 싶다 and 김치가 먹고 싶다, the reason is because 싶다 is a descriptive verb. So if you're using it as a descriptive verb, 먹고 싶다. Well, then you mark it, the subject of what you want to eat, with the topic marker or subject marker. So 김치가 먹고 싶다. Or if you're thinking of it as 먹다 as the action verb, then you can say 김치를 먹고 싶다. So whether you're thinking of the action verb as affecting kimchi or the descriptive verb 싶다 affecting the kimchi, gives you two options for what you can do anytime you have a verb that uses 고 싶다. If you weren't in a full intermediate or advanced learner, just ignore that. You don't need that until later. But in case you're wondering, okay, so let's do our first example sentence. I've spent a little bit longer than I was hoping, but I hope that'll make this a little bit easier to understand. Because I had a big issue understanding these forms back when I was first learning them, because nobody told me it was just two forms stuck together. So 친구가 집에 있을까? What does this mean? What does this mean? I'm not going to tell you what this sentence means. What does this sentence mean? 친구가 집에 있을까 싶어. 친구가 집에 있을까 싶어. Posted a video of myself rapping a BTS song last week and got like a million of those purple hearts. Oh, is that like when people like push the screen or something for those? 재수 없네. Wondering if my friend's at home. Yep. I wonder if my friend's at home. Yep. 친구가, so friend, 가. Because we have the subject marker here, we're going to have to follow it by some sort of verb, whether that's action or descriptive verb. So the friend is going to be doing that verb, or the subject of that verb. 집에 있을까? So that's the verb now. 있다, to exist. 집에 있을까? 친구가 집에 있을까? Could my friend be at home? Now this is just the regular 가 form. Would my friend or could my friend be at home? 친구가 집에 있을까? 싶어. I'm wondering. I'm thinking. Is my friend at home? And this will translate as either think or wonder, depending on the sentence. But it's the same thing. Some sentences, it'll sound better to say I'm thinking. Other sentences, it'll sound better to say I'm wondering. So I would say learn both. I'm wondering, here I think definitely wondering. I'm wondering, 싶어. 친구가 집에 있을까? 싶어. I'm wondering, is my friend at home? Could my friend be at home? Or just more naturally, I'm wondering if my friend is at home. 친구가 집에 있을까 싶어. All right. Jim's 가족. Jim's, are you like a billionaire? Are you like Elon Musk learning Korean? Jim's. You don't have to top anything last week. You're already like the top donator to the stream. I already put you in the abridged video that I edited for last week's live stream. Gems. I think I gotta put gems here again. Definitely. Gems 가족. Put like a star next to it. Dang, gems, thank you. I'm gonna do a big dab. I hope you really liked the lesson today. Okay, let me do a okay, you had a mech. You have like a transforming, like a kind of like a transformer. So I'm gonna do the transformer dab. I don't know what I'm doing. My hair's all messed up. Thank you, Gems. Wow, that's awesome. Okay. For time's sake, I'm gonna go back to the lesson, but thank you so much, Gems. I really appreciate it. You so far have donated more than anyone else. Although yeah, you did a really big donation last week, I remember. Okay. So yeah. So you might be wondering, what's the difference between 있을까 싶다 and 있을까 생각하다? So we just did 생각하다 before. 까 생각하다. To think, is my friend at home? Well, you can use this. You can say 친구가 집에 있을까? 하고 있어. 친구가 집에 있을까? 생각하고 있어. I'm thinking is my friend at home. But with this form, 가 생각하다 is most often used, I would say, with action verbs. That's the most common place you'll use it. 갈까 생각하고 있어. I'm thinking of doing something. I'm thinking of going. With descriptive verbs, I think you'd more often hear 가 싶다. But you can still do this. 생각하다. This has more of a literal meaning of like, I'm thinking if my friend's at home. I am literally thinking, could my friend be at home? I'm thinking, could my friend be at home? And it sounds okay too. But I think more often you're going to use 싶다. It has more of like a wondering kind of feeling to it, like a curious feeling to it. Whereas 생각하다 is a little bit more direct. So 가 싶다 has a little more of a light feeling to it. So that's the difference with it. So yeah, you can use either one in case you forget. Because literally, 집에 있을까 생각하고 있어. 집에 있을까 생각하다 means to think. I'm thinking, is my friend at home? Yeah. In some cases you might want to say that. Like, what are you thinking? Well, I'm thinking is my friend home? Like that. But if you just want to say you're wondering if your friend's at home, I would recommend 가 싶다 instead. Okay, so let's do our next sentence. Okay. Now we have 2:25. Yes, okay, we are on time. I don't want to have to rush, so that's why I'm trying to do everything on time. So 내일도, tomorrow also. 비가 많이, you can guess the next verb. 올까, that would be like 오빠. Okay, 올까, 쉽네요. So 쉽네요, like showing a bit of emphasis, showing a bit of surprise. Like I'm really wondering something. 내일도, tomorrow also, 비가 많이 올까? 내일도 비가 많이 올까? Could it rain a lot tomorrow too? Or 내일도 비가 많이 올까? Would it rain a lot tomorrow too? Is it going to rain tomorrow a lot again? Is tomorrow going to rain a lot? Could tomorrow rain a lot? 내일도 비가 많이 올까? 쉽네요. I'm really wondering. 내일도 비가 많이 올까? Is it going to rain a lot tomorrow? I keep getting like my tongue twisted, but trying to speak English and Korean at the same time. 내일도 비가 많이 올까 싶네요. I'm really wondering. Could it or would it rain a lot tomorrow again? 내일도 비가 많이 올까 싶네요. I'm wondering if tomorrow it'll also rain a lot. That would be a more natural translation. So does this make sense now that we've done our first form with 가 싶다? We've gotten our first 쉽다 form down. I'm going to give you one more sentence, but I want you to look at this for a second. Does this feel okay? Do you get this? Is this like, do you get how 쉽다 can be used with this? Do you get the literal meaning especially? Do you get how it literally means what it does? That's the most important thing. Nah, I'm good. I own an ad agency. I've been studying Korean 20 years. Wow, 20 years. So that explains why you know Korean. Because I was thinking, you don't seem like a beginner. But I was like, well, why is he watching my videos? He doesn't seem like a beginner. So I guess he's an intermediate. But then how does he actually have money? Because I know a lot of people studying foreign languages are usually on the younger side when people have more free time. And, you know, when I started studying Korean, I had negative money. I had debts. But yeah, I appreciate it. That's cool. You have an ad agency. You should give me some tips for how I can advertise my new book that I came out with. Violetta. I would recommend, can you say squeaky? Squeaky. Violetta, I would recommend watching my my verb ending live stream. Sorry, before this one, because you need to know all of the verb endings in order to understand today's live stream. I also have negative money, yes. Okay, yes, Sam Strongarm. We have one more example for this form. And there's actually more examples. What I do is I actually write twice as many examples as we do in the outline. And then I cut out half of them and put them in the worksheet. So that's what happens. So the worksheet has some more. But yeah, due to time, I mean, I can't do too many, but I will do one more. 시간이, so time. Okay, now we're going to do some fun stuff. 없지 않을까? If I saw some people giving example sentences earlier about these forms, and they would often use 지 않다 and then something 쉽다. That's a very common way this form is used. But I'll show you. Also, you might see this form used with 싶어서. It's another very common way you'll see this form used. So we're gonna get into the real meat right now. 학생들, sorry, I don't have any space here. 들한테. Okay, well this part's not difficult, so I'll just put this here. 숙제를. How are we on space? Okay, I don't need to write it so condensed. 숙제를 안 줬어. I'll just put this down here. 안 줬어. I'm curious why you've been studying James Kajok. I'm curious why you've been studying Korean for 20 years. Like 20 years ago, like no one was studying Korean. I started studying Korean. Even when I started studying Korean, no one was studying Korean. Like I got into it through Japanese, but I mean, it's really rare to study Korean any more than like 10 years ago, I'd say. Okay, I should have written this higher up, but whatever, we'll go with it. 시간이 없지 않을까? 시간이 없지 않을까? Wouldn't there not be any time? 없다. 시간이 없다. There is no time. 없지 않다. To not have no time. But this 지 않을까, 지 않다 is like, is there not any time? 없지 않을까? Would there not be any time? Or could there not be any time? 시간이 없지 않을까? Wouldn't there be no time? Would there not be no time? That's what it literally means. 싶어서, I'm wondering. 시간이 없지 않을까? Wouldn't there be no time? 싶어서, I'm wondering it. So, therefore, going on that, because I'm wondering, there might not be any more time. 시간이 없지 않을까 싶어서 학생들한테, so to the students, 학생들, 숙제, homework, 숙제를 안 줬어. So I didn't, 안 줬어. I didn't give homework, 학생들한테, to the students. 학생들한테 숙제를 안 줬어. I didn't give homework to the students because I'm wondering. 싶어서, because I'm thinking. I'm worrying, right? Could be worrying. 싶어서 시간이 없지 않을까? Maybe could there not be any time? Could there not be time? Wouldn't there not be any time? Couldn't there not be any time? However you want to translate it. 시간이 없지 않을까 싶어서 학생들한테 숙제를 안 줬어. So I didn't give homework to the students because I was wondering if they wouldn't have enough time. Okay, two things I have to point out. This 싶어서 is very common. You will often see sentences that use 싶다 and it's in the middle. Maybe, I don't want to say most of the time, a lot. I'll just say a lot. So not only should you memorize that 가 싶다 can come at the end of a sentence, but also know that 가 싶다 might be in the middle of a sentence specifically as 싶어서. So memorize this type of conjugation too, that you'll see something 가 싶어서, therefore, therefore, what did you do? Because you were worried about something. Because you were thinking or wondering about something, I did something. So I did something as a result of because I was thinking about or wondering about something. That's a very common construction you'll find with this 싶다 form and with all of the 싶다 forms we're doing. The other thing I need to point out is that literally this is wondering, could they not have time? 없지 않을까? 없지 않을까? So you might be thinking, Billy, can't I just say, can't I just say, 시간이 없을까? Right? 시간이 없을까? Right? Just 없을까 싶어서, 시간이 없을까 싶어서 학생들한테 숙제를 안 줬어. 시간이 없을까? Would they not have any time? 싶어서, I'm wondering, so I didn't give the students homework. Can you just say that? Yes, you can. To be honest, 지 않다. Doesn't have a negative, I shouldn't say to be honest, this has nothing to do with honesty. 지 않다 doesn't necessarily have a negative form. 지 않다 doesn't necessarily have a negative meaning, especially when it's used with 싶다. It's more like, isn't it? So it's used this way to show that you're kind of questioning yourself. And because this form has to do with wondering or thinking, it is often combined together with 지 않다 for the negative form. So this doesn't mean that you should use every verb with 지 않다, but 지 않다 can be used as kind of like saying, right? Like, isn't it? Like, kind of like the 조 ending, like, isn't it? 지 않아요? 그렇지 않아요? Isn't it so? Isn't it like that? So you'll often see verbs that use 지 않다 before 싶다. Very common. It does not mean negative. It's just used like 그렇지 않을까? Wouldn't it be? Couldn't it be? Now, I wish I had more time to go into examples of that with the ga form, because that's a regular part of the ga ending, is using it with negatives just to suggest something that you're not sure about. So this doesn't mean like you're not doing something or there isn't something. So it's just used this way as a negative, the same way in English as we say, isn't it? Right? Wouldn't they not have any time? Instead of just saying, I thought they won't have time, so I didn't give them homework. I thought they wouldn't have time, so I didn't give them homework. It's okay, but it sounds a little better in English even, or at least it sounds perfectly natural in English to say, I thought maybe they wouldn't have enough time. They might not have enough time, right? Maybe? 없지 않을까? Wouldn't they not have enough time? That's the meaning that you get. That's the feeling you get by adding 지 않다. So a lot of time you will see 지 않다 used with forms that use 싶다, and that's the reason. Because it adds more of that feeling of being unsure, and kind of like you're asking yourself, or you're asking someone, like, isn't it? 없지 않을까? Like, wouldn't they not? Like, right? Kind of like that. So use this as well. It doesn't mean negative. It's perfectly fine. And sometimes it'll be more natural because 싶다 is like wondering or thinking about. Okay. That is all for this first form, but we have a lot more forms to do. This one was the longest because I want to make sure you guys get it. The next ones will all be a bit shorter because once you get this, if this sounds okay, like if you're feeling okay right now about this form, you will be good for any other form you can see, not just in 싶다, but other types of forms that we'll talk about at the end of the lesson. If you feel good about this so far, you're good. You've got this, really. But let's do one more sentence. I think we should do one more sentence for this form, and then we'll go on to our next form. Okay. 어머니가. Oops, I got a donation. Let me write this sentence, and then I'll check it out. 이 선물은, let's do 이 선물은, 좋아하시지 않을까? 싶었어요. Let's do 싶었어요. So now we're going to use it in the past tense. Okay, while I take a look at this donation, check out the sentence I wrote on the board and think about it. Let's see. See who this is. Oh, Muku. Hey, Muku. Just bought reading book to finish my collection. Nice. Muku. How do you like it? How far have you gotten in it? Any of the stories you like? Or I guess you probably haven't finished it yet. There's no way anyone's finished it yet. It's only been a week. Thanks, Billy. I'm trying. I think, let's see. Genevieve said, I think this is an example of where 싶다 would have the meaning of worrying. I was worried. Oh, for the other sentence. Yeah. Worrying works fine. And that's one of the reasons why the 지 않다 ending is used, because it has that like wouldn't it? Like, I'm not sure. I'm not thinking. I'm not 생각하고 있어. I'm not thinking, I don't think they will have time. I am thinking they won't have time. You're not directly thinking. You're more like you're thinking about. You're wondering about. You're maybe even worrying about. So you're worrying. Maybe the students 없지 않을까? Maybe they won't have any time. Kind of like that. I want to know if mom will not like the gift. Okay. 시간이 없지 않은가? We're not going to be using the 보다, Letitia. We're not going to be using 보다 forms today. That would be a whole other lesson. But I will mention the 보다 form, some of those at the end, as well as 하다. There's another type of, another class of forms that we're not doing today. But those are different. Those are different. How is this different from 없을까 봐? That would be a different set of forms with 보다. Like, we learned a few 보다 forms. We learned 가봐, 가보다, and 나보다 in a previous live stream. If you want to learn two of them. 가봐, 가보다 is similar to worrying about something. So that would be used specifically with the verb 걱정하다 or 보다. It's the same meaning. 보다 would there be used to mean it's something seems like it could be a certain way. So you're worrying about it. But yeah, that would be for another lesson. That would take, I'd have to do some example sentences for that. Okay. 시간이 없지 않을까? Okay. So, 어머니. 어머니 is mother, not 엄마. 어머니. Mom. 어머니가 mom. 이 선물. This present. 이 선물은, so this present, let's talk about this present. 어머니가 이 선물은, so for this present, 좋아하다. 좋아하다 to like. 좋아하시다. Honorific to like. 좋아하시지 않을까? 어머니가 이 선물은 좋아하시지 않을까? Would mom not like this gift? Wouldn't mom like this gift? No, wouldn't, would not. Wouldn't mom like this gift? Would not mom like this gift? Or would mom not like this gift? You know, wouldn't mom like this gift? 좋아하시지 않을까? 지 않다. Would she not like this gift? 싶었어요. I was wondering, I was curious, I was maybe even a little bit worried. I was wondering, would mom not like this gift? 엄마가 이 선물은 좋아하시지 않을까 싶었어요. 어머니가 이 선물은 좋아하시지 않을까 싶었어요. I wondered if, or maybe even worried a little bit, mom would not like this present. Right? In this case, it sounds fine in English too. I wondered if mom wouldn't like this gift. You could say, I wonder if mom will like this gift. 좋아하실까 싶었어요. 어머니가 이 선물은 좋아하실까 싶었어요. I wondered if mom will like this gift. But often when you're curious about something, when you're wondering it and you're not sure, when you're really not sure, in Korean, they often use the negative, like 좋아하시지 않을까? In fact, even without the 싶다, this is a regular form you could use. 이 선물은 좋아하시지 않을까? Wouldn't she not like, wouldn't she like this gift? Would she not like this gift? Wouldn't she? Notice wouldn't is would not. It's kind of hard to separate it though to English because the way English organizes the sentences, but wouldn't she like this gift is would not she like this gift in English. So we do that in English too. Wouldn't she like this gift? Instead of just would she like this gift, it shows a little bit more of that unsurety. It shows that you're not quite sure if she's going to. 어머니가 이 선물은 좋아하시지 않을까 싶었어요. And then here we have the past tense. 싶었어요. 싶다, not 싶어요, but 싶었어요. So I wondered. I was curious. I was thinking. I was worrying almost if she wouldn't like this present. Okay. Now let's move on. If you're wondering like, oh, what is the ga ending? What is that ne form doing here? What is that? This is not the lesson for you. This is an intermediate lesson. So in case you came in late and you're wondering, Billy, what's going on? What's the lesson? I don't understand anything. This is not the lesson for you. This is an intermediate lesson again. So in order to follow along with today's lesson, you have to know all of the verb endings already. All of the common ones anyway. Okay. Check the chat for a second. Gems 가족. I wonder if you said that before. Let me check. Okay, starts reading the chat a bit, so I missed some stuff. Try reading old books like the Bible or something. So many old forms. Yes, I have seen that. And yes, it's a lot of old useless forms. Yes. Modernize. So I'm focused, okay? All right. Someone asked, Jackson Christopher, how are you not cold with all the snow? Well, I told you I got this special insulated plaid shirt from Canada. So I'm quite toasty right now. It's okay. I mean, my arms are a bit cold, but my arm hair is keeping me pretty well protected, so I'll be okay. Okay, let's go on to our next form. I think we're doing good. I think we're doing good. Yes. Let's do our next form, which is our first new form. Plus na. So now we're going to do the na 싶다. Again, still the same 싶다, thinking or wondering or perhaps even worrying. Na. What does the na ending normally add? Tell me in the chat. What does the na form normally do? Now there are actually more than one na endings, but the typical na verb ending, what does it do? What does the na ending do? You also might see it as na yo in the yo form. Na, yes, Tiffany, stay my day. Genuinely curious, for questions. Curious. It is for questions, yes. It is for curious. It means you really want to know. That's right. Na normally shows extra curiosity to your sentence. And in fact, na also does one more thing, which I mentioned in the live stream. Shows you're extra curious, but it also, oops. You know, sometimes you're like thinking of writing something, but you're like thinking 10 letters ahead. So it also softens the sentence. So you could say 어디 있나요? Instead of just saying 어디 있어요, like if you're asking where something is, you say 어디 있어요? That's just, where is it? Tell me, swear to me. Like 어디 있어요? Where is it? But you could do 어디 있나요? It's like, hey, I'm kind of curious. Like, where is it? You know, I'm just curious. I want to know. And by making your sentence sound like you're a bit more curious, like, oh, I'm curious. You know, I'm not making you tell me. I'm really curious. I want to know. It softens the sentence. So it makes your sentence sound a little bit, it makes your question, I should say, it makes your question sound a little bit softer. And it does the same thing here. So now we're dealing with another form. In fact, this form is nothing new. If you understand 가 싶다, this form is nothing new. All we are doing is changing 가, could it be, would it be, to na. Is it? Could it, is it? I'm curious. That's it. This is the regular na ending that shows curiosity and softens your sentence. But now you're saying, I'm curious about that. Like, I'm wondering. I'm thinking, is it? I'm really curious. I'm wondering, is it? I'm almost worried. Is it? This is a way to ask questions by just saying you are curious about something. So you're not even asking a question when you're saying 싶다, right? Because now you're saying I'm thinking about, I'm wondering. I'm wondering, is it? Like that. That's the meaning that you get from this. And this is also super common. So it shows extra curiosity when you're wondering something, and it makes your sentence sound a little bit softer. So you'll hear this all the time. 나 싶다. Let's do an example sentence. 45. Okay, we are right on time. Perfect. Let's break out our old friend Charsu. Let's break him out of prison where he belongs. 철수가 이거, so this stuff, this thing, 이거 다 먹을 수 있나? Just look at it for a second. 철수가 doing something or being described. 철수가 이거, this, 다, all, completely, 먹다, to eat. 먹을 수 있나? 철수가 이거 다 먹을 수 있나? This would normally be a sentence. 철수가 이거 다 먹을 수 있나? Can Charsu eat all of this? 이거 다, all of this? This all? Can Charsu eat this all? So you're standing in front of this big, extra large Chuck E. Cheese pizza, right? They're like $18 large pizza or whatever. 철수가 이거 다 먹을 수 있나? I'm curious. Like, I'm not asking 먹을 수 있어? Like, can he? But I'm asking, could he? Can he eat all this? I'm really curious. 철수가 이거 다 먹을 수 있나? 싶었어. Hopefully, because we're breaking it up in two parts, that these forms are making a bit of sense. I hope you get them. I really thought hard about how to break down these forms for this lesson today. Although I already did them in my book, I needed some more examples for this. I don't want to reuse my stuff. Okay, so I wondered, 싶었어, or I worried even, I worried if Charsu could eat this whole Chuck E. Cheese large pizza by himself. But here it's just, I wondered. I'm wondering if, I'm really curious. Can Charsu eat all of this? 철수가 이거 다 먹을 수 있나 싶었어. I was wondering, can Charsu eat all of this? So you see it and you're like, 철수가 이거 다 먹을 수 있나 싶었어. I was wondering if Charsu could eat all of this. And he did, or he couldn't, whatever. You would say this after the fact, right? You don't walk up to the table and saying, you wouldn't walk right up to the table where Charsu's about to eat and say, 철수가 이거 다 먹을 수 있나 싶었어. That makes no sense. Why would you say, I was wondering if you could eat all of this before he even eats it? But after he's tried, after he's given it his best, maybe he finishes it. You're like, 철수가 이거 다 먹을 수 있나 싶었어. I was wondering, can Charsu eat all of this? Wow, I'm just blown away. Okay, let's do the next sentence. So one more time. 철수가 이거 다 먹을 수 있나 싶었어. I wondered, 다 먹을 수 있나? Can he eat all of this? 철수가 이거 다 먹을 수 있나 싶었어. Now, if you're like really caught up with what we're doing so far, you can already guess what the other forms are going to mean. Probably, except maybe one of them or two. Maybe except one of them. You should be able to guess what all the other forms we're doing today, except for maybe one, mean before I even have to explain them. But let's do one more. Let's do two more example sentences with this form before we move on. 이미, so 이미 is already. 너무, too much, or so much. 이미, 너무, so too, it's already too much. 늦다 means to be late. Now, 늦다 is used, let's write this up here. 늦다 is always used in the past tense unless you want to say someone will be late. As long as you're saying someone is late, to be late, it's actually 늦다 means you are late. You say you were late. 늦었다 is how they use this. So this 늦다, to be late, is actually used in the past tense. Let me check. I just got another donation. Let's see who that is. Girl next door. Testing flash. Testing the flash. Don't test the flash. He'll go really fast. Okay, that was dumb. Girl next door. Yes, the flash works very well. Thank you, girl next door. Did I miss a donation? Let me check. Oh yeah, what it is that the website I used to, not the website, but the integration with YouTube for something called IFTTT, if you're a programmer, the integration is not working for the new format which uses stickers. So I see them on the screen, but I didn't see it on the board. Oh yeah, Grandpa Mike. Grandma Mike, thank you. I definitely do not want to miss a donation. Thank you. I should have a way for my admins to be able to send me like a sound alert on my cell phone in case I miss a donation or anything. Okay, first, Grandpa Mike gets the dab. Thank you, Grandpa. Thank you, Grandpa. My real grandpa's dead, though. But you can be my grandpa now. Thank you, Grandpa Mike. And then a girl next door for your test donation. Thank you. If you had Discord up, I could. But if I had Discord, then I would get other alerts on my phone during the live stream. But I don't want that while I'm live streaming. I'd only want to get alerts from some people during the live stream. Okay. But that's not a bad idea. Okay, so 이미 너무 늦지. So now it's going to be in the past tense. I'm just telling you that in advance. 늦지 않았나? 이미 너무 늦지 않았나? 이미 너무 늦지 않았나? So isn't it already too late? So is it not already too late? But just again, 늦다 is always in the past tense. So 늦지 않아 here indicating it's the past tense. So just something you should know. If you want to say you are late in Korean, they always use 늦었어요. 늦었네. Some sort of past tense conjugation. Because what they're actually saying is you were late. Although in English we say you are late. So yeah, if you were to use present tense, it has a different meaning in Korean for 늦다. So that's not what it is. So 늦지 않았나? So is it not? Like I'm really curious. 이미 already 너무 too much. Is it not already too late? 이미 너무 늦지 않았나? Isn't it already too late? I'm wondering. I'm curious. 늦지 않았나? 싶어요. So if you get everywhere up to here, if you get this part, then sticking on 싶어요 or 싶다 is nothing. You just now add the meaning of I'm thinking. I'm thinking, I'm wondering, I'm worrying maybe. I'm worrying it's already too late. I'm wondering 이미 너무 늦지 않았나 싶어요. 이미 너무 늦지 않았나 싶어요. I'm wondering if it's not already too late. If it's not 늦지 않다. If it's not already too late. I'm not wondering if it is already too late. I'm wondering if it's not already too late. Again, 지 않다, negative. This emphasizes that you're really not sure. So anytime you want to really add that feeling of like, I'm really not sure, 지 않다, it's super common. So if you feel like it's okay to emphasize that you're really not sure about something, then use 지 않다 at the end of that whatever verb before using any of these 싶다 forms. 이미 너무 늦지 않았나 싶어요. 이미 너무 늦지 않았나 싶어요. I'm wondering right now, 싶어요, present tense, if it's not too late already. I'm wondering if it's not already too late. 이미 너무 늦지 않았나 싶어요. Good? Let's do one more sentence with this form. And yeah, so if anyone does donations with stickers, just know that it might not make the board flash for the stickers because, like I said, the integration, YouTube never fixed that. That's a YouTube thing. That's not my thing. Okay. This is like the I was like form English. No, that's not I was like. That's mock. Yeah, Lawrence Jones, that's mock. I did that in a previous live stream. I did talk about mock in the live stream where I talked about some other stuff. It was like part of a live stream I did a few months ago. So you can find it in the Google document. Okay, one more sentence. Okay. Who knows what 홍어 is? 홍어. I did a couple videos with it. Anyway, it's a skate fish. It smells absolutely terrible, but it's a food, and you can eat it in Korea. 홍어가 맛있나? 홍어가 맛있나? 홍어가 맛있다 is it tastes good. It doesn't. But 홍어가 맛있나? Is it good? I'm curious. Is skate fish tasty? Does it taste good? 홍어가 맛있나? 싶어서. Here again, remember I told you it's really common also to use this 싶다 as a reason for why you're doing something else. So because I'm wondering, is 홍어 delicious? 맛있나? Because I'm wondering if 홍어 is delicious, I tried it. 먹어봤어요. 먹어보다 means to try eating something. That's just how you say to try it. Like if it's a food, to try some sort of food. 먹어보다, 먹어봤어요 here. 홍어가 맛있나 싶어서 먹어봤어요. 홍어가 맛있나 싶어서 먹어봤어요. 홍어가 맛있나? Is it good? 싶어서, I'm wondering, so 싶어서 먹어봤어요. I tried it because I was wondering if it tastes good. 홍어가 맛있나 싶어서 먹어봤어요. And it doesn't taste good. But some people really like it. It's like a fermented skate fish. You can also get non-fermented kind, which is a lot easier to eat. It has the texture of ear cartilage. Like it's really chewy and tastes like you're chewing bones almost. And the smell is like Windex. It's ammonia smell. It's terrible. Like it makes your mouth like, gives you like the menthol flavor of like strong gum or something. And yeah, it's gross. But some people really like it. 홍어가 맛있나 싶어서 먹어봤어요. If you ever get offered 홍어, if someone else pays for it, try it. Otherwise, don't buy it. Save yourself the pain. Okay, let's do another form. Our next form is 쉽다 with G. What does the G form do? Who remembers what the G form does? I'll tell you, but you guys probably remember. This is how you request confirmation of whatever it is you're saying. Confirmation. So this asks them to confirm what you're saying. So like if you were to say, 홍어가 맛있지? 맛있지? It tastes good, right? Tastes good, eh? Tastes good, doesn't it? Isn't it? Like that. It's that sort of way to confirm something. So 지 싶다 now is how you this is how you say that you are wondering about something and you want them to confirm what you're wondering about. So like if you were to say 맛있지 싶다, I'm wondering, is it good? Yes, right? Is it good? Confirm it to me. That's kind of what you're doing. I'm wondering if verb, and I'm hoping that you'll confirm it to me. Also, this 지 싶다 form is used commonly when thinking to yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be. It's just you'll also hear this form whenever you want to think something to yourself. So you want to talk to yourself and saying, I really wonder if that would be really good. I wonder if that would be okay. I wonder like that. When you're thinking to yourself and you're saying it out loud, you can use this 지 싶다 form. It's just an extra thing to kind of know that if you wanted to use this to yourself, use this form with 지 싶다. That's one of the most common used ones for talking to yourself. Okay. So let's do an example sentence. Squeaky, squeaky. All right. How are we on time? Good. 이게. So 이게 is 이것이. Remember, this thing with the subject marker, it becomes 이게. 더, more. 낫다 means to be preferable, like something is better. Like that is better. That's a better option. That's more preferable, literally. 이게 더 낫지? Let's just do. 싶네요. So again, we're going to use 싶네요. Like, hey, 싶네요. I'm really wondering. 이게 더 낫지? So first here we just have 이게 더 낫지? This is better, right? 이게 더 낫지? It is. It's better, right? It's better, eh? 이게 더 낫지? 싶네요. I'm wondering. This is better. Isn't it? Don't you think so? What do you think? Like that. 이게 더 낫지 싶네요. Like, hey, I'm thinking this is better. That's the kind of meaning you get. And then the person listening might give their opinion. They might say, oh yeah, it is. Or, I don't think so. 이게 더 낫지 싶네요. 이게 더 낫지? 이게 더 낫지? This would be better, right? 이게 더 낫지? 이게 훨씬 더 낫지? This is much better, right? 이게 더 낫지 싶네요. I'm thinking that this is better, isn't it? Like that. You wouldn't say 이게 더 나을까 싶죠? Like it is, isn't it? No, because 싶다 is just expressing your own thoughts. You wouldn't ask someone to confirm something that you're thinking. You're not saying, I am thinking this, am I not? No, so you want to put that confirmation ending on the end of the verb that comes before 싶다. That was like a note in case you're wondering, like, well, maybe I'll just use 싶지, something like that at the end. No. This is used, if you were to use 싶지, it would be like, you're wondering, aren't you? That's different. You're saying, I think it is better, isn't it? 싶네요. I'm wondering. So what I'm wondering is, 이게 더 낫지? Right? 싶네요. Like, I'm wondering it. 이게 더 낫지? 싶네요. Like, I'm wondering if this would be better or if this would be more preferable. 이게 더 낫지? 싶네요. Okay, let's do another example. Then we'll go on to another form. Actually, no, we got 2 more forms. Okay. Okay. I'm going to give you another form. Let's do another form, but you might not think this is another form. This is actually another form. 왜 그렇게? So why like that or why so? 왜 그렇게? 말을 하다. 말하다 means to talk. So 말을 했는지. Okay. This is actually a different form. 했는지. What is this 는지? What is this G form? Tell me in chat. What is this G form? This is not G? This is not G? This is not the regular not G form that we just did. This is a new form that also ends with G, but it's not. It's not the same one. It's part of the reason why this 쉽다 form, these forms often get confused and they're confusing is because there's so many of them. So you don't know when you should use them if you're learning them just from English. If you learn these just from English, you're going to think they all mean just wondering or all mean just thinking. But if you learn them from Korean, you can kind of see how they have slightly different uses and slightly different meanings. So now we have 왜 그렇게 말을 했는지 싶었어요. Let's see, what does this mean? Whether or not. Yes, clause of uncertainty. That's correct, Lawrence. You were definitely here during the live stream when I talked about that. Maybe. But yeah, I think you were. Unknown information. That's right, Sam Cash. I believe that's actually what I said for the live stream as well. Tiffany stay with it. Unknown info. That's right. Weather form. It means weather. This isn't just 는지. It's 는지 after an action verb in the past tense or present tense. And it's just 지 or 은지, 니은지 with a descriptive verb. So this is a different 지. This is not the same like as we just learned with 낫지 or even our previous example. Actually, we only did one example with that form, 낫지. Anyway, there's more in the worksheet for today's lesson. So what does this form mean? This is the uncertainty G. This is the whether or if G. So what does this form mean? I'm not even going to teach you this form. This sort of G 쉽다. What does it mean? You tell me. You could probably understand this form. So I'm just trying to show you, like, there's so many forms with 쉽다. But if you understand how they break apart, there's nothing complicated about them. It's just a matter of practicing which ones you feel to use in which situations. Okay. Why would you doik? Oh, TS, I think you typo of speak. You wrote doik. Okay. That's right. Why would you speak in this way? Or why would you say that? I wondered why you would say that. Say like that. Yeah. I wondered why. 왜 그렇게 말을 했는지. So, going back to our lesson about G originally, we learned before that this G form can mean whether or if, but it doesn't always mean whether or if. It could mean just nothing, simply showing something that you don't know. For example, 왜 그렇게 말을 하다. 그렇게 말하다 means to say so, to say that. To keep things simply, 그렇게 말하다 means to say that. So why would you say that? Like he said that. Why would he say that like that? 왜 그렇게 말을 했는지 몰라요. I don't know why he said that. 왜 그렇게 말을 했는지 몰라요. I don't know why. Or 알고 싶어요. I want to know. 왜 그렇게 말을 했는지 알고 싶어요. I want to know why he said that. Now here we have 왜 그렇게 말을 했는지 싶었어요. I wondered why he said that. 왜 or she. 왜 그렇게 말을 했는지 싶었어요. 왜 그렇게 말을 했는지 싶었어요. It's also similar to saying I wanted to know. 알고 싶었어요. Different. 알고 싶었어요. I wanted to know. But now you're just saying, 싶었어요. I was curious. I was wondering. Why did he do that? 왜 그렇게 말을 했는지 싶었어요. 왜 그렇게 말을 했는지 싶었어요. I was wondering, or I wondered, I thought, 왜 그렇게 말을 했는지. Why he did that. 했는지. He did that. Something is unknown. So why he did that is unknown. And I was wondering. And I wondered. So I wondered why he said that. Leave this up here for a second. I'm just going to look at the chat. I don't want to rush. Okay. Why on earth would you have said that? James Kajo. You could also add to add the on earth meaning. 도대체. This do is optional. Actually, sorry, spelled this wrong. Did I spell it right? No. Okay. 대체. You'll see 대체. You'll also see. Let me just double check. Because now I'm like doubting my own spelling. Although I think I got it right. Yeah, I got it right. Okay. Yeah, I got it right. I was just like, as soon as I wrote it, I was like, wait, is that right? Yeah, and it is. Okay. So you'll see 도대체 or just 대체. This adds the meaning of the world. Like, 자, world. No, this is like why in the world. So 도대체 왜? So this is just emphatic adverb used to mean like in the world or in ever or how could you, like that kind of meaning. 도대체 왜 그렇게 말을 했는지, like I don't know why in the world at all he would even think about saying that. That's kind of the meaning you get. 도대체 왜 그렇게 말을 했는지 싶었어요. Or, changing it again, changing our verb. 도대체 왜 그렇게 말을 했는지 알고 싶어. I want to know why in the world or why in the heck, It's not a swear though. It's just an emphatic adverb. 도대체 왜 그렇게 말을 했는지 싶었어요. Also a good adverb to know. 도대체 or just 대체. Squeaky. Okay, let's do another sentence. Okay. 할머니가 이걸, so this thing, 이것을, so now we have 이것 plus the object marker, 이걸 해주실, so 해주다, to do something as a favor, 해주다. Here we have 해주시다, because it's honorific. So 할머니, we're going to show honorific, we're going to show extra respect toward her, so we're going to say 해주시다 instead of 해주다. 해주실 수 있을지. Again, this is not the regular 지 confirmation ending. This is the unknown information 지 ending. So whether or if. 있을지 싶어요. And again, since this is the information one, you could also replace this with any other sort of verb that shows you're conveying information. So you could say like 몰라요 here. I don't know. 할머니가 이걸 해주실 수 있을지. If she will be able to. So 해주시다, to do something as a favor, honorifically. 해주시다, same as 해주다. And then 있다, 할 수 있다, can. So if she can do this for me, 일지, if she will be able to do this for me, honorifically, is the literal meaning that you get. This is why you have to be intermediate for this lesson. I don't want to make this sentence any more basic, or else it's not going to be useful. So yeah, this is completely intermediate, natural sentence. 할머니가 이걸 해주실 수 있을지? Then you could change it to first, 몰라요. I don't know if grandma is going to be able to do this for me. Or, 싶어요. I'm wondering if grandma is going to be able to do this for me. 할머니가 이걸 해주실 수 있을지? 싶어요. I want to know, not I want to know. I am wondering if she will be able to do this for me. 이걸, this. 할머니가, grandma. 할머니가 이걸 해주실 수 있을지 싶어요. I am wondering if future she will be able to, can, 수 있다, can, 해주다, to do something as a favor. 이걸, this, 할머니가, grandma. 할머니가 이걸 해주실 수 있을지 싶어요. I'm wondering if grandma will be able to do this for me. Okay. Oops, I got a little typo here. I'll fix that. Okay. let's go on to our next form. So yeah, I just want to show you that it's used with lots of forms. So it's not just the ones that you've seen. The next one is plain form, which you already must know. I'm not going to be covering plain form for today's lesson. Plain form plus 쉽다. This is the one, some people might know this as 다 쉽다. But it's not quite that simple. Anyway, but yeah, it's the plain form for the most part. It's the plain form. Or if you even want to make it even simpler, yeah, it is the plain form. So see, 이다 would just be 이다. Yeah, it's regular 100% straight plain form. Okay, literally, this is just a straightforward form. I wonder if something. So what we get is, let's take an example. To keep this form simple, I'll just say 99% of the time, this will be a descriptive verb in the plain form. There is a form where you'll see it with action verbs too. Most of the time it's going to be with descriptive form. So most of the time it'll be with descriptive verbs. So because this form will most often be used with descriptive verbs, you can think of this form as meaning descriptive verb plain form. Well, what is descriptive verb in the plain form? It is used for just announcing something. Announcing something, or it could be used for like writing if there's no intended audience. What else is the plain form used for? It's used just for making some sort of statement. So yeah, announcing something, like just making a statement. At least when it's spoken, it has this meaning. This is just saying something is a certain way, period. Something is a certain way, the end. 쉽다, I wonder. So what we get is a meaning of kind of like this. Something is a certain way. For example, let's just say the food is a bit strange. And I'm wondering. The food is a bit strange. And I'm wondering something. That's kind of the literal meaning that we get. But it'll sound a little bit better when we put it into a sentence. So basically, the thing I want you to note is that this form is most often used with descriptive verbs in the plain form. So in order to make a descriptive verb in the plain form, in the present tense, you don't do anything to it. So if you had, for example, 이상하다, now you're done. 이상하다 is 이상하다 in the plain form. If it's the past tense, it would just be 이상했다. That's it. You don't have to do any other conjugation. It's just the regular present tense, regular verb as it is, or the past tense version of it. Oh, I got a donation. Let me check that, and then I'll write up a sentence. 희망. Sing someone a birthday song? Who's 희망? That's why it's 950. That's why it's 950. He's a 95 liner. Kim Taehyung saying you. Who is Kim Taehyung? Last time it was Suga. Now it's who's Tay? Is this BTS? Why did I even ask? Did I even have to ask who it was? I could have just assumed. She could have said like Schwal Guang Sponge and be like, wish him a happy birthday. And I'm like, well, I guess he's a BTS member now. I would have done 1995, but I can't afford it. Who else would it be with someone from BTS? Yeah, I figured. My apologies. Okay. Sing him a happy birthday. Okay, we don't have too much time here. I'm actually behind 3 sentences, but I will sing him a happy birthday song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I'm not a great singer, okay? Happy birthday, dear Kim Taehyung from BTS. Sehimang's a huge fan of his. Happy birthday to Kim Taehyung. And many more. Okay. Oh, in Korean. No, maybe next time. Okay, so let's do our first example sentence of this form. All right. I actually want to I want to do two. I think one is not enough. Okay. 이게, so again we have 이게 for 이것이, for this thing, plus the subject marker. 이게 아니다. 아니다 is to not be. 아니다 is also used to say like that's not right. So it is literally just to not be. 아니다. And 이다 is to be. But when you're using 아니다, it also has a second meaning. 이게 좀 아니다. This is like not, literally, or this is not right. Something here is not correct. This is not good, right? That's the meaning you get. 이게 아니다, or it could be not correct also, but yeah, something's not right, something's not good. 싶었는데, and then something. You can finish the sentence however you want. 이게 좀 아니다 싶었는데, I was thinking, I was wondering, I was worrying, this is not right. So it's not right. It is not right. I'm just announcing. 이게 아니다. This is not right. 싶었는데, I was wondering, I was worrying, I was thinking, this is not right. Okay? I was thinking, this is not right. And then you can, finish your sentence or just stop your sentence there. Like, hey, I was wondering, it's not right. What would be a word? I'm stopping the sentence right there, and you can kind of infer what you want. You can kind of guess what else I might mean by stopping there. 이게 아니다 싶었는데, I was thinking this is not right. So 이게 아니다. So this is not right. I'm announcing it, right? I'm making a statement. 이게 아니다. The end. 싶었는데, I was wondering, I was thinking this is not right. That's the meaning that you get. So it's hard to explain this differently in English, but that's the feeling that you get in Korean. You get 이게 아니다, regular plain form ending. 이게 아니다. 싶었는데, I was thinking this is not right. That's kind of the meaning that you get. 이게 아니다 싶었는데, I didn't think this was right, or I thought this is not right. Often 아니다 is also used with 좀, like 조금. 이게 좀 아니다. But it's optional. 이게 좀 아니다 싶었는데, I didn't think this was right. Or 그게 좀 아니다 싶었어. Like, I didn't think that's right. 그게 좀 아니다 싶지. 그게 좀 아니다 싶어. Like, I don't think that's right. So you can use this in a lot of different ways. Let's do one more example sentence, then I can go on to our next form. This form also is not super common. 아니다 싶다 is very common though. I'll say that. 음식이 좀. So let's do 이상하다. So 이상하다 is normally the way you say something is strange or weird. But if you say food is strange or weird, you mean the food is like bad. Like 음식이 이상하다 means like the food's bad. Like something's messed up with this food. If you say the food is 이상하다. 역시 means as expected. Like, of course. Like, I knew it. 역시. I knew it. That's how you say, oh, I knew it. You say, oh, 역시. Of course. I knew it. Like, it was you. Like, who mailed BTS 1,000 postcards last month? You'd be like, 역시. Ahiman. 역시 Ahiman이었어. I knew it. It was Ahiman. Like that. So that's what 역시 means. 배가. So my stomach. 아프기. 시작했어요. So my stomach started to hurt. 아프다, 배가 아프다. My stomach hurts. 아프기, 시작하다, to start. 아프다, to start being hurt. 배가 아프기 시작했어요. 역시, I knew it. My stomach started hurting. 음식이 좀 이상하다. The food's a bit strange. 싶었는데, I thought this food is a bit strange. I'm announcing. I thought this food is a bit strange. 근데 and 역시. I knew it. Of course. As expected, 배가 아프기 시작했어요. My stomach started hurting. So I thought the food is a bit strange, and as expected, my stomach started hurting. 음식이 좀 이상하다 싶었는데 역시 배가 아프기 시작했어요. 배가 아프기 시작했어요. My stomach started hurting. 역시, of course. 음식이 좀 이상하다 싶었는데 역시 배가 아프기 시작했어요. Again, I thought the food's a bit strange, and as expected, I knew it, my stomach started hurting. Okay. What does G sound? Okay, so does that make sense? Are you guys kind of doing okay on the lesson? I do have to go ahead a little bit. I am behind 3 sentences still. Actually, I should say it differently. I'm behind 1 form. I want to make sure we do all of the forms today. That's why. The next one is verb stem ga. Now, this one isn't just verb stem plus ga 싶다. It's actually, it's actually verb stem like plus this or this or this if it's an action verb. It's verb conjugated into an adjective. So if you have the verb ida, for example, it would become in. If you had the verb hada, to do, it would become ha는, like that. This form, I'll just say it's not very common, but I'm still going to give you guys a couple sentences with it. This has the same meaning as 나 싶다. But only for descriptive verbs and only in the present. Only in the present tense descriptive verb. Because if you remember from our live stream, if you were here, if you remember from the lesson, or if you just know how to use 가 보다 and 나 보다, you need to use 나 보다 after an adjective, what am I saying? You need to use 나 보다 after an action verb, and you use 가 보다 after a descriptive verb, but only when that descriptive verb is in present tense. If the descriptive verb is in past tense, you still go use 나 보다. It was pretty complicated like that, but I did a full lesson about it. Basically, 나 싶다 and 가 싶다 have the same meaning when they're used with descriptive verbs. So if you're using this with the descriptive verb, present tense, it has the same meaning as 나 싶다. It just shows curiosity. And this is how you normally would say 나 싶다 with a descriptive verb. But there's a lot of exceptions to that. If you want the exceptions, watch my live stream or even the live stream abridged version of 나 보다 and 가 보다. Watch that first so you can learn all the exceptions. It works in the same way as that with descriptive verbs. Let me give you one example. With action verbs, however, a little bit different. But let me give you one example real quick. 철수가 정말, really? 철수가 정말 한국 사람인가? So now we have 이다 is descriptive, so we're going to attach it to 가인가 싶어요. I'm wondering, 싶어요 is, I'm curious, 철수 really a Korean? 철수가 정말 한국 사람인가 싶어요. Is 철수 really? I'm really curious. Is 철수 really a Korean? 철수가 정말 한국 사람인가 싶어요. I'm wondering if 철수 is really a Korean. I'm curious. Is 철수 really Korean? 철수가 정말 한국 사람인가 싶어요. I'm wondering, is 철수 really a Korean? So that's just one quick example with the descriptive verb. But you might, so that's the normal thing you need to know. If you're using a descriptive verb and you want to use the 나 싶다 ending and it's in present tense and the descriptive verb has more than one syllable before the verbs, watch the live stream I did before. It's not, I can't really go over it all again, but basically descriptive verb in present tense, you want to use 가 싶다, not 나 싶다. But you might also see this with action verbs. For this action verb, I'm just going to use 있다. Now, 있다 actually can be used as both a descriptive verb as an action verb. 있다 just means to exist, but when you're talking about, well, let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me just give you an example. 남은, so left over. 남다 means to be left over. 남은 is past tense of 남다. That means is left over or was left over. 남은, past tense. 남은 음식. So food that was 남은, left over. 남은 음식이 있는가 싶어서. Just just going to give you an example. I'll talk about it. 싶어서 I was wondering, is there 있는가? Does there exist any food that was left over? Is there any leftover food? That's how you see leftover food. 남은 음식, 남은 something, leftover something. 싶어서 so 주방 주방에 왔어요. I came to the kitchen because why did I come in the kitchen? Because I was wondering if there's any leftover food. 남은 음식이 있는가 싶어서 주방에 왔어요. I will say this though. This ka form, when it's not used with descriptive verbs, is not common. It's not common. It's actually a slightly different form. It's part of what's called informal questioning form. And my third book, my Korean Made Simple book 3, teaches this informal questioning form. But to be honest with you, it's not very useful. It's kind of like it's not useless to know that it exists, but it's not used very much. More often, you'll probably just see 있나. You'll just use the na form whenever you can. But if you need to use an action verb, like, for example, 하다, to do, you could conjugate, sorry, this was messed up here. 했는가, past tense, 했는가, like did something do something, not in this sentence, but did someone do something? 싶어서, I was wondering, 철수가 했는가 싶어서, I was wondering, did 철수 do it? This is what's called an informal question form, and it's used for when you're just asking a question informally, like a straightforward question, like, did something happen? Is that the way it is? And it's not that commonly used in Korean, especially nowadays. So while it's a different meaning, it is not used very much. It's kind of similar usage to the plain form, 쉽다, but you won't see it too much. So most of the time, this 가 쉽다 form, I'll say this again. Most of the time, the 가 쉽다 form is just used with descriptive verbs that are in the present tense. You don't really have to worry about it with action verbs. But if you see it used with an action verb, it's kind of similar to the plain form plus 쉽다 form. Okay, I just want to give at least one example more. Okay, let's go on to our next form, 328. Oh no, I'm still behind. Okay. Oh, this is actually our last form. Can you believe it? You guys have learned all of these 쉽다 forms already? This one also is not very common. Not so common. It's not rare, but it's not that common. That is, you get the if form. 하다 becomes 하면, 먹다 becomes 먹으면, 살다, to live, becomes 살면, 춥다, to be cold, becomes 추우면. Remember, everything will conjugate its own rules, according to its own rules, but you basically get the regular if form. And I did a live stream about all the conjugation rules for if previously, so you can check that out. But once you get the if form, then you attach 쉽다. So literally what you get is, if verb, I'm wondering, or I'm wondering if verb, literally, but here, 쉽다 doesn't have the meaning of wanting, here 쉽다 doesn't have the meaning of thinking or wondering. It just goes back to having the meaning of want. Like 하고 싶다, I want to do something. Here, 면 싶다 means I want if something happens. This is another way to say that you hope for something, hope or wish for something. But it's not the most common way to do that. There's a lot of other ways you can do that. And I've done another live stream about that too. So yeah, this is another way that you can say you hope for something. And literally by saying, I would want if something happened. I would want if you go to the party. I would want if it rains. I would want if it's warm weather. Like that. That's how you say you want or hope for something. This is similar in usage to another form, 면하다. This is another form you might have seen, 면하다. Literally just, it would be good, 하다, it would be acceptable, it would be good if something, or 으면 좋겠다 is a more common one. 좋겠다, it would be good, literally, it would be good. 좋겠다 if something. This is the most common way, one of the most common ways to say I hope or I wish. It's similar in these meanings. So here's 면하다, 면 좋겠다, 면 싶다 is another one. I would want if something happens like that. So this also means you want something, like you'd wish something. So for hoping or wishing for something, but there's a slight difference. This form and this form are just used regularly. You can just use them whenever you want. Especially 면 좋겠다. You just take any verb, attach the 면 form, past tense or present tense, and you do 좋겠다 and conjugate it or leave it. You're done. You can do a lot of stuff with this. This form, I should say, is only used with verb stems in the past tense. So you're not going to say 하면 싶다. You're going to say 했으면 싶다. And this is more of a wish-like meaning. This means more like wish. So hope is like, oh, I hope it's good weather tomorrow. Oh, I wish it would be good weather tomorrow. This shows more of like a wish for something that is probably not going to happen. So this is when you wish for something that's not going to happen. You just wish it would be. So this has more of a feeling of a wish, but it's not super common. So let me give you an example. And this is our last major form for today. Okay. 찰수, let's do our friend 찰수. 찰수가 숙제, homework, 숙제를 대신 means instead of. So 대신에 means instead of. Well, here it could be instead of anyone, but the next verb that's coming in front of it is going to make it mean instead of me. 대신에 해주다, to do something for me. Oops, actually, let me write this down here. 대신에, so instead of me. Definitely an adverb you want to learn. 줬으면. Notice that this 해주다 is in the past tense. Not 해주면, but 해줬으면. 대신에 해줬으면 싶어. Let's do 싶었어. The past tense. 싶었어. 찰수가 숙제를 대신에 해줬으면 싶었어. I wanted. 싶었어. If 찰수 did it for me instead of me. 대신에. 숙제를, the homework. 찰수가 숙제를 대신에 해줬으면 싶었어. I wished or I hoped that 찰수 would do the homework instead of me. 찰수가 숙제를 대신에 해줬으면 싶었어. I wished, I wanted, if 찰수 did the homework instead of me, or again, I wished 찰수 would do the homework instead of me. Okay, one more sentence. We're getting to the finish line. You guys are doing great. If you kind of feel like you got it, you're tackling this is like high intermediate or low advanced grammar forms that we're doing today. Okay, let's do another one. 숙제가, so now again, we're again with homework. 숙제가 없다. So there is no homework. Well, remember we have to use this in the past tense. So 없었다. So 없었으면 싶었는데 and you can finish it by saying, oh, there's too much homework, or the teacher keeps giving us homework, or whatever you want to say. 숙제가 없었으면 싶었는데. So I wanted, if there is no homework, if there was no homework, literally. 숙제가 없었으면 싶었는데. 숙제가 없었으면 싶었는데. I wish there weren't any homework. I wish there weren't any homework. Or literally, I wanted that if there is no homework. Or literally, if there was no homework, I wanted that. So that's what we get. 숙제가 없었으면 싶었는데. I wanted there to not have been any homework. Or if there was not any homework, that's what I wanted. 싶었는데, but, the teacher gave us a lot of homework anyway, or something like that. Okay, that is the last form we're doing today. Before we go, we're finishing. Oh, we're back on time. Nice. Okay, I'm going to take some questions from you. But really quick, I just want to make a couple mentions. So some people were asking during the live stream about 보다, like 가 보다. Or like, what about gaba or anything like that? There are actually a lot of other forms. There are several with 보다. You learned na and ka 보다 before. There's also 가 보다. This one is for, this one's really for worrying. And in fact, it's also often used with 걱정하다, to worry. So this is 가 보다. Literally, it looks like if something will happen, and it's only used when you're worrying about something. So we're not going to be giving examples of these. 가 보다. 가 보다, this is, it seems like, literally, it looks like something is happening. Like, oh, I wonder, oh, it looks like that. It's kind of what the literal meaning of it gets. But there's also a whole nother set. So we did 가 하다 today. We did 가 하다. 가 하다 is 가 생각하다. There are a lot of other 하다 ones too. 나 하다 is 나 생각하다. But you also might see 나 하다. There are a lot of these. So there are more with 보다 and there are more with 하다, and then we did a lot of them. I think we did almost all of them with 쉽다. There might be a few other ones with 쉽다 you can find, but if you ever see another form that uses 쉽다, break it down. Look at what the two pieces stuck together are. Look at those individual parts. Is it just 가? Well, then now you know what it means. Like, could it be? Would it be? I wonder. Like that. If you see 보다, it's going to be, well, 보다 literally means to look like something. So 가 보다, 보다, a lot of these will come out to be, well, some of the other 보다 forms will be like worrying, but specifically 가 보다 is the most common you'll see. That's just for worrying. So if you say 까봐, 너무 더울까봐, like I'm worrying it's going to be too hot, like that. And then 하다 is like an abbreviation of thinking in a lot of cases. So 나 하다, 가 하다 is thinking if something will be like that, just like the first one we learned. So yeah, you'll see other forms. And again, understanding the literal meaning of the pieces is what's going to help you understand any other form in the future, or even that'll help you to remember the forms that you've already learned today. So before we go, I'm going to have a Q&A so you can ask me some questions, but really quick, just wanted to give some announcements. Again, you can download the worksheet for today's lesson. It's on Patreon. There are 10 translation questions using all of these 쉽다 forms that we did today, so you can practice. Also, within an hour of this stream ending, I'll post the outline on Patreon so you can review all the sentences we did and the translations. Also, again, if you came in late, oh, I got a donation. Yeonjun. I almost said Chaeyeonjun, but I remember that I don't need to call you Chaeyeonjun. Yeonjun. Nice, thank you. Hey, Billy, just wanted to say I'm sorry for missing the last 3 lessons. Yeah, I was wondering where you were. I didn't see you last time. Hope you had a happy Christmas. 정말 고마워요. Thank you, Yeonjun. I'll give you a dab for that. Yeonjun, thank you. And yes, the last announcement, if you came in late, is again my book, Korean Reading Made Simple, my brand new book, just launched last week. So it's only been out for like 8 days. And you can find it on my website. There's a link in the description. So go check that out. It's got 21 native level. Let me just pull an example up. Okay, for example, some of the last ones are some. Oh, I got another donation. Nice. Check that out. One of the last ones it has some folk tales, so some traditional folk tales written for a native. These are not written for Korean beginner. These are not watered down. These are 100% native level stuff. So the idea is to get you used to reading native level, real Korean stuff. There's even comics in here. There's some comics. So you can read like lots of different types of stuff. Yeah. So hopefully if people like that, I'll make more. I got another donation I missed. Whoa! Jims! How did I... Is this, did you do that twice? I didn't miss one, right? It's not like a duplicate, right? Jims! Jims. Okay, Jims. Jims, you've given 250 donations today. I'm gonna move you over to the sponsor side. All the sponsors, I'm gonna put. I'll put your name at the end of the video when I do the abridged version. So all the large donations, I'll do that. So I did that already for the last lesson that I edited for last week's. Thank you so much, Jims. I got to do a dab. Jims, there needs to be like a Jims dab now because he's done like 4 or 5 donations There should be like a gems dab. Maybe like that, like a double dab. Like one that way and the other one this way. There you go, gems dab. I'll try to practice that. Thank you, Gems. James. And I got another donation from Sam Strongarm. 99 cents. Nice. I'll put you up here, Sam. Sam Strongarm. That's why the board didn't flash, because it's sometimes the sticker ones don't flash. Okay, Sam Strongarm, you get a $1 dab. Don't ever let anyone tell you $1 doesn't buy anything. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate it. And then, oh, Secretive. Secretive. Thank you, Secretive. Wow. Well, big. I feel like Ahimon gets a lot for her donation. Not a $9.50 donation, I sing a song. Gems, dabs. What is it? Secretive does $10 and just says Merry Christmas. Doesn't even ask for a song. Doesn't make me sing and dance. Thank you, Secretive. I appreciate it. Let me give the Secretive dab. Thank you. Did I do everything? Yes. Okay. That's all the announcements, and I am now open for questions for 10 minutes or so. So if you have any questions, no, are you shaming me? No, I'm not shaming you, Ahimon. I'm just saying you ask for a lot. You make me sing and dance. Okay. Let's see. If I understand all the grammar and vocab in Korean made simple 1, 2, and 3, when I wrote those, I intended it to bring someone to the intermediate level. So it would depend how well you understand it. If you like just read through it and you feel okay about everything, I would say high beginner. If you read through and understand most of it like really well, then low intermediate. That's where you would be. And if you're practicing like everything in there, like you master every form that's in the book, that would be mid intermediate. But I don't think that would really happen for most people unless you're really practicing a lot. Because the grammar level is like close to mid intermediate. But because I know that it takes a lot of time to get good with stuff, most average, I would say probably low intermediate after all 3 books. I'm sorry, I want to wish Taeyoung a happy birthday and can't afford $1,995 for a pun, okay? Well, that's not my problem. Tell that to Taeyoung. Tell that to, Kanji Clan? What was that, the line from Star Wars? You missed 3 other donations? I did? When? Did I miss? No. Let me see. I got Yeonjun's. Oh, I can't scroll up any higher. Did I miss donation? No, I don't think I missed any other donations. Did I? I hope not. Okay, let's see. Billy, is it okay if I didn't understand all the little nuances and differences? If I take a general feeling and understanding out of this lesson? If, Violetta, I mean this in a nice way. You're probably still a beginner and not ready for this form today. So if you got anything out of today's lesson, you did a good job. This is really hard to understand unless you already know all of those verb endings already. So if you want to get today's lesson, you have to already know chi, ga, ka, plain form, na, all that stuff already really well and how it feels and what it means. And then when you learn it with shipda, you can be like, oh, I get it. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to tell them apart because you need to first know what those individual parts mean, and it takes practice to get that first. So yeah, if you got anything out of this lesson today, you did a good job. Who did I miss? Who was the member? Who was the new member that I missed? Because I didn't write it down. I did get James Kajo joined as a member. Was there another one? But I can't check any other donations. Let me see. Let me see if I can check. Okay, let's see. Grandpa Miki, Buku, James, Alex, Full Metal, Ibi, James, Puya S, Ahimang, Yeonjun, James Kajok. No, I didn't miss any. There's only one new member. I can see all of the donations right here. There's only one new member joined. It shows. So if there was another one, it didn't show up here. Who was it? I didn't see it. I mean, it's not even on my YouTube live thing. Okay, but yeah, go ahead and ask any questions you have today's lesson or anything else. I'll just do questions until 4 and then I'll stop. So I don't want to go any longer than, I never want to go longer than 2 hours for stream anymore. What does it mean if you use the to be late verb in present tense? Oh yeah, good question, Sam. 늦다 is actually, okay, so the reason I said that is whenever you're just saying that someone is late, in Korean they say they were late. They always do past tense. So like if you were to say someone who is late, like they are late, in a descriptive verb, you would use 늦은, 늦은 사람, like this is also past tense, 늦은, past tense. But 늦다 can also be used as a verb, as an action verb. And when it's used as an action verb, it means to be late. Like he is, let me think of an example. He is normally late. So if you do 는, like someone who is late, not is late to a meeting, but just someone who is late in general. And that's not what you're going to want to use most of the time. But yeah, you can see 늦다 used as a verb and as a descriptive verb, but that's what it is. You could also use it in future tense, like will be late. But often you might just want to say like 늦게, like someone to do something late, like 늦게 하다, to do something late. But yeah, 늦다 otherwise would be like to make something late, to do something late. Not like you arrived late, in which you just say 늦었다, like past tense, or 늦은, like that. So you're not going to use 늦는 very much. Why can't I say 이게 더 나을까 싶나요? Well, you wouldn't want to say 나요 because 싶다 is your own thoughts. 싶다 is your own thoughts or your own things that you're curious about. And also 낫다 doesn't conjugate as 나을까, it's conjugated as 나을까. This is a regular, irregular. It's actually regular, but it's considered to be irregular. Verb conjugation. And I just finished making a new video about all of the irregular verb conjugations in Korean in my Learn Korean series, but it might be a few months before that gets uploaded. But I just finished it yesterday. It popped up and then disappeared. Okay, yeah, then it didn't go through. Because if it came through, if it went through, I would see it on my screen right here because I can see all the donations here. Why in Korean after someone's name do they say ah? Oh yeah. When you are calling out to someone, if their name ends in a consonant, you will attach ah when calling out to someone. Now, these days, as of like 10 years ago, it's starting to change where now you can just call someone's name. Like your friend Charsu, you just say Charsu. You know, Heejin, Charsu. But it's kind of getting more common, but typically more officially, if someone's name ends with a consonant, you're supposed to attach ah when you're calling out to them. So if their name is Heejin with a nian, it would be Heejina. Heejin. You wouldn't just say Heejin so much, you would say Heejina. If their name ends with a vowel, you attach ya. Charsuya. Charsuya. Hey, Charsu. It's kind of like, hey. This meaning is like, hey, I'm calling out. Like, ah, hey. You're not just saying Charsu did it. You're saying Charsu, hey you, Charsu, I'm calling out to you. But yeah, like I said, these days it's slowly changing and there's a lot of people who just shout out names without this. But that's what it is. Regular, irregular, yes. 10 minutes ago, did you see the Haley has become a new member? No, I didn't see that. Are they? If you became a new member, if you were Haley, let me know. And I can check. Maybe it's a glitch. It just doesn't show on my screen here. If you did, I apologize. I really want to acknowledge that. I just didn't see it come up here. I see Jem's donation is still like 60%. It's going to show until I finish. It's going to be like still on the screen after I've gone offline. Piliya. That's right. So if you were to call out to me, you wouldn't just say Pili. Well, you could. Typically, Piliya is also really common. After this, I'm going to go finish my song. What song? Okay. Augustus asks, what does 오히려 mean? Let me get the literal translation of that first before I tell you Oops, I just typed it already. Before I tell you the how it's used, I actually don't know the literal translation. Yeah. I guess just rather. That's when you say, like, no, more than that, but rather this. So it's kind of like an emphatic way of saying much rather this way. So you say 오히려 그게 더 좋을 수 있어. Like that actually, it doesn't. The reason is this doesn't really translate in a lot of sentences. You don't really need to translate it as rather. Like that rather would be much better. But it's saying like no. What you're saying is instead of this normal thing, 오히려 something much better, something different, something either more preferable or instead of something. So instead of whatever normal thing, here's something special. So it doesn't really necessarily need to translate to rather than or like on the contrary, but you might see it translated as on the contrary in a dictionary. But yeah, it's more like 오히려, and then you suggest something that's better. So 오히려 그게 더 나을 수 있겠다. 나을 수도 있다. 알겠어. 오히려 그게 더 나을 수 있겠다. Like that actually might be on the contrary, like better than what you're thinking. That actually might be better. So it's just used for comparing when you're suggesting something that's a better option than something else. And there's another similar word 차라리, which you might see as well. But that's just more simply. That just more means like preferable. That's just more of a straightforward preferable, like this is better. 차라리, this is much better. 차라리 이게다, this is much better than that, this is better. Whereas 오히려 is just more like, on the other hand, well, instead of that, let me present to you a totally different thing, like that. I have to go into more detail on it with more example sentences so you can see the difference, but that's the basic way that it's used. 한국어 말하지 마, 한국어 말하지 마, 한국어로 말하지 마, or 한국어 쓰지 마, like don't use Korean instead of don't speak Korean. You can 한국어 하지 마. You can also say 한국어 하지 마, like don't do Korean, don't speak Korean. But 한국어 말하지 마 is okay too. 한국어로 말하지 마. 한국어로 말하지 마 would probably be better. 한국어로, like in Korean. 말하지 마. Don't speak in 한국어로 or 한국말로 if you want to say either one. Neck, voice, 목소리, that's right. 목소리 means voice, literally the sound from your throat. 목, throat, 소리, sound. You can make 철수's misadventures. Now you got them all. Okay. LL Viper, take care. Is in the example about starting belly aches, what was the object? Nothing. There was no object. It was 배가 아프기. 배가 아프다. Literally, the stomach hurts. So 배가 아프기 시작하다 means the stomach begins hurting. So you can start doing something like 하기 시작하다, like 가기 to start going, 가다, 가기 시작하다. But something also can start happening. In this case, 아프다. It starts 아프다. 아프기 시작했어요. I believe was the sentence. 배가 아프기 시작했어요. Like, I think it was 음식이 좀 이상하다 싶었는데, that's right. 역시 배가 아프기 시작했어요. That's right. That was the sentence. 한국어로 하지 마. 한국어 말. Not 한국어 말. 한국어 is the same thing as 한국말. 한국어 means Korean language. 한국말 also means Korean language. I'm 40. LOL. Never used Discord. Yeah, I actually didn't even get into Discord until like I think last year I installed it for the very first time. Was it last year or maybe the end of 2017? I use it for my own Discord, but I don't use it otherwise. And I'm not even that old. I'm 33. So I can imagine someone that got into computers before me would have even less reason to use Discord. Because a lot of the people just don't use it either. I use it just to talk with like one friend online. That's pretty much it. And then my Discord channel. Mariliz. Oh, I was wondering where you were, Mariliz. I should be able to attend the next live stream. Yeah, that'd be nice. Are all the older people hanging out on Skype? Yeah. IRC, Skype. I would be on other places, but they're shut down, like, older stuff like that. I see when I started the internet, that would have been MUDs. I was doing MUDs. If you're 40, you would have been on like message boards. I'm guessing you were probably into message boards then, because that was like right before I got on the internet. That was like the popular thing, like email boards and message boards. They're using Windows Messenger. Windows Messenger was also shut down, unfortunately, as well as AOL Instant Messenger. I think ICQ might still be around. Yeah, MUDs. Do you recommend sites like italki for conversation practice? Telnet. Yeah, I use Telnet too. Yeah, Telnet. I use that for MUDs, but that was in like the late 90s, I think, mid 90s, late 90s. Now, Yahoo Messenger. Yeah, italki for conversation practice. There's italki. I did a video about tutoring websites. And italki wasn't too bad. The negative thing is that you get what you pay for. Like, you're paying for $10 or $15 an hour tutors. You're getting $10, $15 an hour tutors. You're not going to get a professional person who's going to teach you like the difference between two grammar forms. You're just getting like a conversation partner. But for that, yeah, it wasn't a waste of money. It was good. And I did meet a cool guy on there. Jess. I graduated high school before disk operating system. Wow, then you must, I won't say, you must be OLD before disk operating system. Jess. My dad actually had a computer with one of the first CD-ROM drives from the late, I want to say the very early 90s or the very late 80s. So he had like an original, when CD-ROM drives were like hundreds of dollars for a CD-ROM drive. Not a burner, just a reader. And yeah, he had one from like very late 80s or I think 1990 or something. It was like a 486, really good computer for the time. But yeah, that would have been a long time ago. If you graduated high school, that means you would have graduated in like the 80s. Yeah. But they've had disk drives though since like the 70s, I think, or like, though they weren't like popular or anything. They're way too expensive. Club Penguin. Yeah, Club Penguin, if you jump on the iceberg, it makes it flip, you know? Okay, any other Korean questions? I'm still good for Korean questions for another 2 minutes before I shut down. I know everyone's already leaving anyway. ASL, oh no. Oh no. Neopets. Neopets still is around. Yeah, I used to play that. Will there be a stream next week? Oh yeah, no, there will not be a stream next week. Next week, I do three live streams and then one off to take a break because I organize other projects. So next week, there will not be a live stream, but then after that, we'll get 3 more in a row. So this was the 3rd live stream in a row. So with this extra week, you can use it to review, think about what you want to learn for next time. It won't let me donate. Some places, some countries, some areas don't let you donate, or some accounts. If you can also donate any other way. If you donate on Patreon, that works. I can see it on my phone. If you tell me, I can check my phone to see if I get like a new member or let's see. Yeah, if I get a new member or any emails or anything, I can check it on my phone. You can let me know. So it just won't make the lights do all their flashy things. I tried so hard to get one of those penguins. Papago versus Naver. Papago is just the translator that Naver purchased, or Naver, maybe they already owned it. Beginner's Dictionary would be Daum for beginners, maybe, because it has fewer information. It has less information. Daum has much less information than Naver. So because of that, it might be a little easier to use. But if you're like a real beginner, I wouldn't recommend a dictionary at all. because it's going to have way too much stuff. You're not going to be able to use it at all. I recommend dictionaries for people who are like graduating from beginner to intermediate. Then I would also recommend Naver Dictionary. That's really good. Stuff for kids. I'm starting them in Korean classes next month, but I'm looking for tools to teach my 4 little daughters Korean. How old? How old are they? James Kajo, because that's the big issue. Are we talking like, like under 5, 6 years old? There are no materials that you can use for kids that age except exposure. When you're like 12, 13, 14, that's when you can kind of start to use basic textbooks. That's when you can do, talk to me in Korean lessons, combined with exposure. But until you're about like 14, you can't really do like textbooks. You won't learn very well that way. You'll learn much better just only through exposure. So at a really young age, I did a video about this with Hyunwoo. I filmed it this year, and I think I uploaded it a few months ago. Me and Hyunwoo from Talk to Me in Korean, we talk about different ways to help your kids become bilingual. And basically the idea, he gave a lot of good tips and I gave some tips. And we talked about things like exposing them to as much Korean as possible, making it fun for them. So making them want to use that language, because you can't just force them to. They're not going to pick it up. Otherwise, they need to have a reason to use it. Kids are lazy, so they're not going to use Korean if they don't need it. So things like not just letting them watch Korean shows, because they're going to have to watch a lot, but also exposing them to basic conversation. So like you talking to them, even in imperfect Korean, is still beneficial to them. That's still helpful. As many people as possible talking to them in Korean. So not just kids shows, but if they have any relatives or friends that talk Korean to them, basic things like, 안녕, 잘 지냈어, really hello with the 안녕, 내 이름은, 빌리, like that type of thing. 나는 5살, 난 6살, like, how old you are. Teaching them really basic phrases, just making them like it is good enough as a kid. And then the only other way they would get good at it would be if they have to use it. So if they're using it at home, or there's a family friend that always comes over and speaks Korean to them. And then that will kind of encourage them to want to watch Korean TV shows, even if they don't understand them. But yeah, you can't really teach kids languages because their brains aren't wired to study like that yet. They're still too young. So we're also teaching my kid Korean. His Korean, even though we don't live in Korea, we live in the US, but his Korean right now is still on par or better than any other 4-year-old Korean kid, but he also speaks English. So the only way that works is because he has enough exposure to both languages. So yeah, check out that video. We give some good tips. Hyunwoo gives some really good tips that I didn't even think about. Okay. Let them play games in Korean. They could do that, but then the question would be what games and with who? Like you could do, like if you have a tablet with Korean games on it, you can do that, but you might not. I got a Korean, there's a Kakao Kids, which you can download on any tablet, but you have to pay a monthly subscription to get access to the games, but you can try it out, I think, for free. And Kakao Kids, I think it might be like $2 a month or something. It's not too expensive. And you could try that, and there's some Korean kids games on there with letters. Just the idea is to make them enjoy it, make them want to use Korean, even if it's very basic. Make it kind of like fun for them. Because kids are lazy. They're not going to study. Like if you say, watch this show, they're not going to want to watch it. They're not going to pay attention. They're not going to learn anything. 10,000 words is not enough to understand Korean TV shows. Yeah, I think much less than that is enough to understand variety shows anyway. You could probably understand variety shows with like a 5,000 word vocabulary, or even maybe less. You could still get a lot out of it. And then over 7,000, 8,000, you're going to understand almost everything, over 90%, way over 90%, maybe 95% probably at 4,000 or 5,000 words. And then beyond there is the rest of the 5%, which is pretty big. But yeah, 10,000 words, plenty to understand most Korean shows. I work for a freight company. Is that freight, not fright. I was going to make a pun about being afraid to work there. Okay. Ocean discovery. 연말, as in year. The word for year becomes 연 whenever it's at the beginning of a word due to sound change rules. So 연말, end of year. Billy used VR. Yeah, I still do that. I made some friends when I filmed that video. While making the video, in just those 2 days or 3 days of playing VR and recording it, I got 6 friends on my list. I haven't talked to them since though, because whenever I go online, it's always at a different time because I filmed those videos. I went online in the early morning, but when I actually normally play, it would be at nighttime. So I haven't gotten to run into them again. But yeah, they're still on my list. I still see them. They still see me. And that was really easy to do. Like if I was trying to make friends, if I wasn't trying to make a video, but just trying to make friends, I would have a lot more already. But whenever I go on now, it's usually late and there aren't that many people on. So using Google Translate with my Korean friend. All right. So they say 2000's basic, 5000's working and functioning, 10,000 fluent. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty accurate. You can be fluent with far less than 10,000 though. But if you have 10,000, you're definitely going to be fluent. Yes, thank you everyone for coming. I don't want to go any longer. I don't like doing really, really long live streams. So thank you everyone for coming. Hopefully I can find a way out of this winter wonderland here. Again, big thank you to our producer for today's live stream, James Kajok. Also, thank you to the other donations today. Poya S, James Kajok, our new member. I think we had another new member, but they disappeared. Ibi, Alex Full Metal, Sam Strongarm, Muku, Girl Next Door, Grandpa Miki, Ahimang, Yunjun, Secretive, and Just Be. Thank you all for your help, and thank you everyone for coming. Hopefully this lesson was helpful, and I will see you guys again next time, and I'll see you guys in the Discord. 그럼 다음에 또 봐. Okay, let's move this out over here. Okay, let's see. Maybe I can go over. Maybe I can run over to this. Hold on. Maybe I can like run over to this temple down here. Maybe I can run over in this temple. Maybe. Okay. All right, guys. See you later. I'm gonna go inside here, and maybe they have something, some warm, maybe a warm bed where I can sleep here, some food. See you later, guys. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye.